The goal of it bring a lot of opportunities to the Jamaican labor force. But we need people who go deliver. We need people spot. The international company them go say, yo, you know, say me hire some Jamaican another day, and me say, boy, them a go on the place.
Alright. They should think about remote work like what the persons who are building hotels think about Jamaicans. Exceptional
Exactly.
service.
Bro. Bro. That
Exceptional
is it.
service.
Welcome to another episode of Beyond the 95. Off the clock and the spot. I'm your host, Oshido Christie.
I'm your host, Carl Johnson. Today we're going to be discussing remote work. I realize that a lot of Jamaicans are interested, so we're going to have a conversation about it. Other persons think that remote work is just you work from home, or work from one call center, and that's it. But remote work really is more nuanced than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you're a graphic designer and you work for a company, remote worker. If you're like a website manager, you work from home, remote worker. Anything you do, not in a traditional working space, remote work. We have a person here has done remote work here,
Mm-hmm.
graphic work,
Marketing.
resume rewriting. This guy, Shida Christie. Yeah, so really anything that you do outside of a traditional working space is remote work. Remote work is really defined by the flexibility of it because we know that getting up in the morning, 6 o'clock, commuting, sitting there working at the place, not really flexible, and we know this. The regular 9 to 5 is very inflexible.
That's true.
Yeah, so remote work kind of make it easier for everybody. It does have to be responsible. Realize that I think we as Jamaicans have realized that the upsurge in the interest of it has been happening since COVID. We haven't in COVID, people are really like go out. You couldn't go out. So you have to stay home. But I realize that Jamaicans of work from home and party outside.
I mean,
Everybody wants to be outside. When you come to work, everyone wants to be inside.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
realize that's a thing. But since COVID, realize that this thing has been on an upsurge, because we know this, the boss them say, oh, you can't come our place and get everybody a disease. Yeah, so you have to make concessions. Thus, the upsurge has been there. And I realize that not people realize, not a person realize that you don't need to go your job for your job.
True.
Yeah, you don't need to have a supervisor with a big stick behind you to do your job.
As a matter of fact, it make your work less effective.
Yeah, because some people like the relaxation. Some people like just wake up, right, put on your Crocs, jump in your chair, start work. Hello. So yeah, it's really convenient for most persons, right? Starting has actually realized that remote work is not just customer service, it's finance, it's IT, it's like graphic design, which is creative services, all type of different services. In terms of that, all of those jobs you don't need for their workplace.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that the remote work thing kinda it's shaky. Some persons, y'all know yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Now they people them work, they make it bad. All I people them, what do the people them work? You know yourself.
And I mean, realize other day,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of employers, this is an issue where a lot of international employers I have with persons who work remotely, is that they charge premium price but not do the work. So you as a Jamaican want to work for an international company that is a US based company, you want to get paid $15 per hour, but you do entry level work. You see me, you not put in the amount of work what they expect for you get from you, but you want siphon as much money as you can out of this remote job. And that is a big concern for employers who are hire remote for remote positions.
Because I've seen persons who have been working a remote job. You know what they do? They plug out their internet and call in and tell the people them say, guess on the internet gone.
Yeah.
And you go on road or you go out. Like, come on, guys, let's be responsible adults right now, right? That's not a growth mindset.
Nope.
Like, it's a static mindset. You want to get people at all. That's not how the work works. Someone is paying for it, And then job people see people do that with jobs. They get paid by the hour. If you're not working, you're not gonna get paid. So how does that work?
Exactly.
Explain that. It's not
they
like
feel like it,
man,
Jamaicans.
entitled style. We don't like that style. We're not encouraging that style. It's not a growth mindset style. No, we burn it out completely.
True.
So the benefits is that we reduce commuting time, as we spoke about before. I live in Lucy, and the traffic after 8 o'clock in Lucy is atrocious. Like, so I might go out into Lucy 8 or even 7:30. I might sit in a bus if I don't catch a fast bus. And by the time they're in the traffic, be in the traffic, you're in the traffic for like half hour. You never do come from Lucy, know this. From Seawall to Elginton, traffic. Palladium, traffic. So if I was working from home, no traffic. Could just wake up, make some, I don't drink tea. Don't eat breakfast early. So just wake up.
Shower, go work.
Shower and go around. Yeah. I would have more control because I could make lunch. Right. And in terms of that, could be more relaxing because I'm at home in a little space. And it could be good. So we know there are a lot of benefits to remote work, but people now that they're in jobs, they make it harder for everybody else.
And you see thing with remote work as well, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Remote work, COVID kind of bring it to light because it's not say remote work was never a
No,
thing.
it's always a thing. People
It
do Fiverr.
exactly Fiverr, Upwork, remote work has always been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
What hasn't been a huge thing is remote full-time employment because Fiverr and Upwork are contract work.
Oh yeah, for real, for real.
Right? So you work part time. Them tell you when for work and when do for work. So
Mm-hmm.
it just depends on the project. It's a project basis. But now the remote working space has expanded. And it expanded for a number of reasons. And one of the reasons them is and this is expanding outside of the US I'm referring to.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, the Caribbean diaspora is the largest diaspora in the world, right? And the reason for that is because Caribbean people are very hardworking, but they don't have the opportunities. So they leave to go overseas to get those opportunities. Even though the cost of living overseas is more expensive than the cost of living in the
Mm-hmm.
Caribbean, the pay is more. So it makes sense. And even if them live paycheck to paycheck over America, they can still send money come a yard and it make a difference.
Yep.
A yard you can't do that. If you live paycheck to paycheck, you can't do nothing
They
else.
can't do anything. And but look at it now. You're working overseas. It's a little tangent still. You're working overseas. You want to send the money out here. You can build up your house.
Exactly.
You can put a car on the road if you want to. You can do a whole lot of things because a dollar there is a dollar here is what, 159?
Mm.
So yeah.
And check the ratio as well. If so many Caribbean persons are leave go US, which part the cost of living is higher, to get better pay. Imagine the difference it would make if those same international jobs became available to Jamaicans
Exactly.
or persons in the Caribbean where you can stay in the country where the cost of living is not as high as in the US, but still make as much money as if you were working in the
That is it.
US. Now, keep in mind that if you expect to make the same amount of money as you make if you go at the US personally go work, take your mind off it. That's not how it works. People outsource them business to persons or companies that are not in the US because they want to decrease the cost of labor.
That is it.
So at the end of the day, the ideal situation for a remote employer is to get someone who is not in the US but doesn't cost as much as they would pay someone in the US. So, as someone in the Caribbean, it's about finding that middle ground where you know that nobody in a Jamaica now pay as much as this remote company,
Mm-hmm.
but the company now pay as much as they would have pay someone in the US.
That is it.
But it's still a win-win because the cost of living in Jamaica is not as high as the cost of living in the US. And because of that, you get to keep more of your income.
That is it. Not even just the cost of living, just being comfortable, being in your own space.
Mm-hmm.
Because I heard people talk about it. When they're overseas, it's different. They might love the opportunities, but they simply miss the country. They might be seeing things that they're not necessarily used to.
Mm-hmm.
They might be in a cold environment, and everybody like a cold.
That's our next thing.
Yeah, they might miss their family, but you have everything to your comfort. Plus, you get good money. Who no want that? Win-win.
Exactly.
Win-win. Win-win.
And you have so much flexibility in the Caribbean in terms of what you can do. The restrictions not as strict as in the US.
That's true.
You can't get a neighbor, you go pick two mango over US, boy.
What mango?
No, they have three over
Ah,
here.
man.
Isn't it? So to be able to have all of the access to your roots, which is in the Caribbean or Jamaica,
Mhm.
and the access to the financial resources in the US. That's the ideal situation for anybody. And just to let you guys know, The sponsor for this video is Carivo, and Carivo is currently working on a project where it will be creating a remote job website specifically for persons in the Caribbean. So Carivo will be reaching out to international companies personally and getting those jobs specifically for persons in the Caribbean. So that will increase the access that you have as Jamaicans or persons of the Caribbean when it comes on to getting international remote job that
Yes.
pays above the local rate but not as high as the US market. Now that's a project that will go live sometime in 2025. You guys can keep up to date with the podcast to learn more about that.
Yes, and not only that, we are actually training specifically. Oshido is giving tips on his personal TikTok on how you can attract those persons. So if you are a company, get in contact with us. Our email is in the description. And if you want to be employed, get in contact with us. Our email is in the description.
True.
Yes. So there's a lot of things going on in the world. I
And a
knew
lot of opportunities
a
where
lot of
Caribbean
lot
persons
of
can take
opportunities.
advantage of.
I know someone who has been doing remote work once we got it. We understand the definition now. I know someone who has been doing remote work since 2011,
Mm.
graphics work and Upwork
Mm-hmm.
and Fiverr. They have been running it through completely, but it wasn't, as we stated before, it wasn't like a full on 9 to 5. It was like a job where you get this, you get that. But a lot of things and opportunities are out there.
True. And a benefit of all this remote thing, as we mentioned before,
Mm.
along with the increase in pay compared to the cost of living in the Caribbean, you also have more time flexibility.
That is it.
But keep in mind that that is not for every job. Some job allow you time flexibility. Some job don't allow you as much time flexibility, but it allows you placement flexibility, which means that if you are a parent, it's easier for you work from home and take care of your child at the same time. Which me feel like a lot of persons don't want to leave home for the work because they have responsibilities or geographical restrictions.
I remember a young lady was in our comment sections at one point on the TikTok. She was saying that her baby, she has a young baby.
Mm-hmm.
If she had the resources, I need a nice laptop, good specs,
Mm-hmm.
and internet connection, she could be taking care of her child while making money. It would be a win-win situation for her.
Exactly.
So remote work really and truly is ideal for persons, not just you just want more money, but persons who have the ambition to get a job, work, and based on certain personal circumstances rather, they
Mm-hmm.
can go out and get a job.
True.
Yeah,
That
so
is true.
and get good money. And get
Mm-hmm.
good money because we
Good,
all want good money.
good money. That I reason why we are look international
Yes,
remote job
man.
in the first place.
Yeah, but I realized that in terms of the remote job opportunities, it's kind of hard on persons to separate work time from home time. As I said initially, some persons take advantage of the situation
Mm-hmm.
and they don't think that they don't put themselves in the mentality of this is work time. This is something that I signed up for. I'm responsible for making this amount of money on this day within these amount of hours. They don't take responsibility for that for themselves to
Mm-hmm.
do that. Because really and truly at home, you should be at home physically and vibing and being relaxed,
Mm-hmm.
but still doing the people them work.
True.
And persons should take responsibility for that. Separate the home time from the work time. He can speak about this, because we are having a conversation off camera, and he said work. I like it because when it's work time, it's work
It's
time.
work time.
Doesn't mean you can lollygag in the work time. No, did he? Any at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's your time, it's your money, it's your responsibility. You don't want things back up on you. You don't want to get fired.
Exactly.
So,
You feel like you feel like you against it. Nobody feel like this just because you get to work, you're cementing I
no man,
work,
not
you know
so.
work. So
It doesn't work like that,
topic for later on. I tell you.
yeah.
And what we also realize as well is that persons who work remotely,
Mm,
they are more productive. Well, this is based on the global workplace analysis stills, a study we found online
yeah.
that says 35 to 40% of remote workers are more productive. But those are the persons who take their job seriously. So
Those are
I'm
the
going to
ones.
say this to you. You see, if you are the person who type of person who just want to go home because you don't want nobody to keep you accountable, then best believe you won't keep the position for long.
You won't.
Because when it comes down to remote work, it is, and I guarantee you that it is more strict than if you were in office because they need to ensure that people are actually
Do
doing the work that they're getting
that
paid
is it.
for.
That is
So you
it.
have to keep that in mind. If you are look for remote work, especially international remote work, don't half-ass it. And as Carl mentioned earlier, remote work don't just limited to customer service job. And I know so when a lot of persons here work from home,
Mm-hmm.
international jobs, the first thing they think about a customer service.
Call center.
It doesn't have to be that. You can do data entry, which a lot of you guys know. You can be a virtual assistant. And the biggest and highest paying position right now for work, for international remote job, is sales tech. That is the industry right now that is paying the most
That is
money
it.
right now. So if you can tap into that market, that would be good. But remember, productivity has to be on point.
Yes.
So if you're the type to lazy around, remote job is not for you. Best believe.
Harking back to the last episode, to jump into this type of job market,
Mm-hmm.
you need a growth mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have a growth mindset, the same reason why it didn't work out in the regular smegular day to day, 9 to 5, that you have to go to, that you have to commute to, that you have to deal with persons directly with, it's gonna be the same reason why you leave or you're fired from the remote job. Right? You have to be responsible. You have to take responsibility on the job into your hands and ensure that you are hired to get paid on their job. No
True.
excuses, no lies rather.
Mm-hmm.
Because you make an excuse, but it can be a lie for real. No
True.
lies. Yeah. In terms of remote jobs, also remote work or work from home situations, we we came upon a statistic from the Planning Institute of Jamaica that said internet penetration is improving, but it is not where it is supposed to be, especially in rural areas. We know
Specifically for Jamaica.
specifically for Jamaica. 'Cause we know as a country internet, most persons will use internet to flow, but flow not good everywhere.
True.
I know a young lady who was trying to get flow up by her country, and they were saying that like we don't do country.
Jaja.
We don't do country, but opportunities are there. Elon must have been Starlink, right?
Yeah, Starling. It's
Is
it's a bit on the pricey
to
side.
start,
Yeah.
but it'll work out high speed internet. Then you can get computers. They can get a relatively affordable laptop with good enough specs to just start the journey. But it's an
True.
investment of getting a growth mindset, getting the things together. If you're working, plan out how you're gonna do this, get the internet together, get a good laptop, and start hunting with the growth mindset in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well.
That is true.
Yeah. Another thing though is the inconsistency because some persons might be firing on all 12 or 100 cylinders, but they are not firing every day. Again, you have to take the job into your hands. You have to take responsibility for your productivity because again, you don't want to lose the money. For persons, we suggest that you get a dedicated workspace. If you have kids at home, tell them that it's work time now, so they need to be quiet. They need to
Mm-hmm.
tone it down. If you live with other persons, tell them that hey, between this time and this time, no
Work
nice.
time.
Yeah, take responsibility and ensure the persons around you know what's going on. Because if you're not consistent, they're gonna look at you funny. How every time with the interview, they're gonna ask if you think you can manage it. More than like if you think you can actually work this way and take responsibility for yourself, is the area going to be noisy? If the performance is inconsistent, you're showing them that all right, I can't be trusted because I said this in the interview, you wowed me in the interview, but you didn't keep up your part of the bargain.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing I know is different because I think this is just a thought of mine, my opinion. You can tell me your opinion after.
Mm-hmm.
Working the bad apples in the remote job sector will affect everybody else more than if it was a regular walk-in. What do you think?
Guaranteed, bro. But that's guaranteed because, especially for Jamaicans,
Mm-hmm.
keep in mind that Jamaica already have a stigma globally, and you know what that stigma is
Yep.
for already.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are inconsistent and every time they hire a Jamaican, it's always a bad rep, a bad this, a bad that, the job opportunities will just slowly diminish.
Yep.
So the bad apple really does spoil the bunch. But then again, you see, the thing is, when it comes down to a remote job, especially international jobs, you have to work for it. And unlike Jamaica, you have to work for it. Because guess what? Your competition is the globe. Not the five, somebody or 20 person we are seeing in the room.
I like that. Big, big, big 100%
That is the
facts.
globe. So you have to put in a work. So you see, some people, I know some people, they're looking remote jobs and them a do the bare minimum. And them a complain, boy, me I apply for 15 million job and me not get none. Da, da, da. What does your resume say about you?
Exactly.
You see me? Because your resume can only list out your duties, but no international company no want to see that, bro. Anybody can answer phone.
Anybody.
Anybody can type up 30 words per minute or whatever. Anybody can do that. What was your impact?
Yes. I love what you said that, because the Indians, the Indians, they give Indian the remote job. Because we know this, the Indians are holding that job market and lock.
What? True cool.
Chokehold, because you might go on Fiverr, for example, and you might list your the graphic works for $10 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
One Indian will do it for 4.
What?
Fast, fast.
Fast, bro.
Fast, fast. They can answer the phone, or Indian answer at the same time with the Indian accent. Everybody know what's going on, but they are killing it. So as Jamaicans, we need to keep our eyes on the ball and go and get the ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it go harder for you. As a Jamaican, believe me, it go harder to get international jobs than any other country. I just feel like, I'm not just referring to Jamaica, but Caribbean islands on a whole, it go be harder.
You have a stigma. So since as we understand the limitations and the benefits, do you have any tips you can give persons?
Yeah, man. So I said this in a video I posted on my TikTok recently. But build up your personal brand online. Remember, the companies don't know you. All they have is your resume. And your resume isn't enough to build trust.
Yes.
Your resume let them know what you're capable of.
Is it?
But I heard a recruiter from Google once said, recruiters are the best stalkers. Best believe recruiters are the best stalkers, especially the ones that are hiring for remote jobs. So focus on building out your LinkedIn profile because that is the first step. And if you ever apply for a remote job before, you know they always ask you for the link for your LinkedIn profile without a doubt. So that will always be their first step. And if you want to learn more about how to build out that LinkedIn profile, you can follow me on IG underscore period Oshido period underscore. Right? And there you can find a lot of tips on how to navigate the international remote market. We're also building a community as well where we'll be providing a lot of hands-on guidance, a lot of tips to help persons land these jobs. And listen, we're building a community. We now build one job posting group. So you see, if you are look for somewhere where you can come in every now and then and get a job posting, wrong place.
Wrong place.
But you see, if you look somewhere if you understand how the international job market work and if you build yourself in that job market, right place. You know what? We'll go put the link to join the community in the description section of this video as well. So you can join that so you have a lot of advice and guidance on how to
That is
navigate
it.
that space. Because as Jamaicans, we weren't really taught things on the international standards, such as resume interviews and all of those things. Those are not things we were taught.
Yep.
And we also need to take into consideration remote jobs not out here flying for
No.
Jamaicans. Bro, yeah, if you have a link, we have a link, we have a link, we have
Well,
links.
that's it.
You see me? And that's how you get it. But you can check a few remote websites like you can check We Work Remotely, Mod Squad. Don't go to Flex Jobs. Flex Jobs make you pay if you apply for jobs.
Judging.
Me not recommend that
But
none
you're
at
gonna look
all.
work and they pay for look work.
You see me? I don't get that. And like I want simple feel that skills, but that's a whole different thing.
I like though you said that there are stalkers. I think we should be not think. 100% facts. We should be cognizant of what we put online.
True.
Personally, I don't have a strong online presence, lurker. I need to tap up certain things online.
Mm-hmm.
But some persons, they're looking the job, what they portray in your LinkedIn. Once I search them on IG or TikTok, you see a whole different person. And let's be honest, we might try to be unbiased, I know. I would say unbiased not to watch people, but these persons are high-end persons. Watch people.
Exactly.
Who are you?
They don't know you.
They don't want to infamous persons online for all type of crazy things. You
Exactly.
just want a person that if it's a photo up they're going to do or it's a situation they're going to promote the company, they can say, all right, this person, and it's no bad press. I remember when I was working at a call center,
Mm-hmm.
we were in training, and they called like a team in, a photo team in. They took photos of us while we were in training. We
Mm-hmm.
went outside, we did some more photos. We did a little video where we throw up our hands, the whole press run.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine now you see a person in that. You say, oh, who that? The youth there.
That man there.
That man there.
Who anybody else?
Why they have to- And then a whole bunch of, because people know people now, and it's an international, it's a global thing. Social
Mm-hmm.
media is global, it's not like just in your community. So you might do something and
Exactly.
expect, say, a recruiter might not see, but they might just glimpse of it when they were circling about, and then they see what's going on, and then they say, hey, no, no, and they remember you for a bad thing. So,
Exactly.
get thing away, but don't put up things on your social media or put things out there that can reflect bad on you professionally.
True.
Because to enjoy yourself and party outside, obviously you're looking at a remote job to be inside.
Mm-hmm.
And they might not hire you because of who you are
Because your
portraying.
outside activities.
Yeah, man, that's sure.
Your
Right?
outside activities crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes down to these jobs as well,
Mm-hmm.
upskill yourself.
We talk about this
Hey,
every episode.
hey, boy, you see on the international job market, boy.
Man.
You better upskill because guess what? That is a growing market. The international job market is a growing market, and your foot can get kicked
Anytime.
anytime. Anytime, bro. You have to keep on, you have to dip on the ball,
Yep.
snappy.
Snappy.
So I believe that we should upskill ourselves when it comes on to the international remote jobs because a lot of growth opportunities are there.
Yep.
Especially if you see it's a company that is growing and I look to expand its remote force. Who knows? It probably want expand a remote force in Jamaica and want somebody to lead that Jamaican team.
I like where you start expansion, you know. I realize that if you're read about the business landscape a lot,
Mm-hmm.
a big word that always comes up is diversity.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a list ticker for diversity. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're an exceptional Jamaican in the job or an exceptional person from the Caribbean, not only are you exceptional, that little box has been ticked off, but you are a Caribbean person. So they
Mm-hmm.
can say, we provided jobs for X amount of Caribbean persons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It give
And
them like this bragging
yes,
rights.
bragging rights. So you create jobs internationally and you create jobs for persons in this specific community and they are doing great. Bragging rights for the work for the employer and you being the worker with the growth mindset that you are the worker that is doing good, that is being consistent, that you are can flex that on your LinkedIn profile that I worked at this place for over time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you once you want to move on, you might can ask for recommendation from them.
Mm-hmm.
You can pivot back into a regular 9 to 5 in Jamaica, or you can use that recommendation after your LinkedIn, after experience of everything to pivot to a job overseas.
Mm-hmm.
If you reach that point, if you want to do that. But it's just about resume building, making connections, leaving a good impression, and doing your job. Really. All about
That is
that.
true.
That is it. So in terms of growing in the market, because we talk about getting the job, we talk about the mentality shift that you have to get the job, what you need to do to get the job in terms of the internet. But once you get the job, you have to deliver consistently. Get a dedicated work area, get your internet, knowing yourself that from this time to that time is work time, knowing yourself that this job should be completed by the end of the week, complete your job as fast as possible. Because nobody know if you with stick, pressure
Mm-hmm.
you.
Exactly.
So you have to stay visible as well. Because we spoke about this in a previous episode. I asked a question, if a tree falls in the forest and no one sees the tree fall, Did the tree really fall?
True.
So you have to stay visible. You have to use your Slack, use Zoom, right? If the job has like an internal messaging system, try to keep abreast, try to speak to the persons because really and truly, people like communication. And in a situation like that,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna need to communicate.
True. And you know what that helps with as well?
Mm.
I heard this quote one time that says the person with the loudest mouth get recognized more than the person who silently does a great job.
Big facts.
So if you're performing and you're doing great in these companies,
Mm.
an international company, so then go notice, so then go realize that you're a good employee, but do you have the potential to be a good leader?
That is it.
And one key aspect of being a good leader is learning how to communicate. And that is what these companies are looking for. So by staying visible, you show them, say, I am capable of pulling this off. I am capable of relaying my thoughts and my feedback. So they understand where you stand at every given point
Every
in
given,
time.
and I can even summarize it even more. Show your capabilities,
Mm-hmm.
not just do say, because it's an international market. You need to stand out.
Yeah.
You need to stand out. And even going back to what I said in terms of speaking to your persons, suppose you're more like your supervisor is not going to be a Jamaican. You want
Yeah.
to grow, we say upskill, but if you want to grow in the company, look what they specifically need. Because your supervisor might have went to a university or college overseas. If they have any online programs, look into it. Are you investing in your growth? You're investing in your growth 100%. You're responsible for your growth. Try to find equivalent certification in Jamaica as well if it's a situation that you can't afford to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So upskilling is a big part of it.
Big, big part.
Big part of it, right?
And to add to what you say about the upskilling and staying visible as well, is you have to be diverse culturally, meaning that
That is it.
American have this LBGTQ people.
There's no problem with them, by the way.
That is the thing a lot of Jamaicans
Do.
do. And let me tell you this for now. You see, if you're one of those persons who are hostile towards those type of people,
Well.
best believe you're going to have a hard time if you even get the job. Because majority of employers will know we are looking for hires from
They
Jamaica.
know the stigma.
They understand that there's a stigma. So they will vet you. As a matter of fact, they probably will make one gay guy
Interview.
interview you. Exactly. But at the end of the day, you can't make person's lifestyle dictate if you get the job or not.
You should not.
So I'm not saying you should go out your way to interact with this person
If you're not
or these
comfortable.
persons, but don't be standoffish. You see me? Just keep it on a business professional level.
And it comes back to it. The world is diverse.
Mm-hmm.
You're not there to judge. Even if you're judging, you can keep it in. You're there to do your job the best of your ability and grow within that company.
Mm-hmm.
And they are looking for persons internationally.
Mm-hmm.
That means they're gonna work up on all type of different persons. And it's gonna
Exactly.
be an extremely diverse environment.
Exactly.
You
And
have
you
to
have
keep
to remember that.
Yeah, you have to keep an open mind enough to know that this is not personal. This is work. Put
Mm-hmm.
yourself in that work mentality. Even though you're at home, in that work mentality, do your job, do it great, be visible. Don't step on their toes if you don't need to, because that's not really and truly another business. We just have to do a job. Great.
Mm-hmm.
We are there to be exceptional.
Yep. And
That's really
that
it.
is true. That is true.
Mm,
That's how you have to navigate the system. That's
mm.
how you have to navigate the culture. If you want to be a part of the game, you have to play by the
That
rules.
is it.
And if you can't play by the rules, don't go at the match. Best believe.
Don't go the match.
Red card.
Red.
You see me? I
Eh,
tell you, bro,
so
you have to, when it comes down to all this, you have to create a dedicated space. As Carl does say, you have to have your work mode and your home mode.
that is it.
And to do that, you need a dedicated space. You need a dedicated workspace. And I know some of the time it's kind of hard to stay motivated working a remote job. And I said that to say this. I don't like working in an office, you know. But not lie. But some of the time working in office is fun because of the people we work with. So
That's
it
it.
all depends on
The
your
process.
exactly your work environment. Because me used to work at two companies. Specifically me at that. But one of them which me used to enjoy going to work because of my team members, and the other one which me never want to go to work none at all because of the team members. So when you're at a workplace where the team members drive you, then it's easier to stay motivated.
That
You see
is
me?
it.
But when you're at somewhere where the team members just drag you down and you're just demotivated and all of that, it's easy to lose that motivation. But when you're at home, you don't have either of those factors.
It's on you.
It's all on you. So whether you're in a one bad mood or not, you go stay in the bad mood for the entire day. Nobody know the day to change your mood. Or girl could drop for laugh.
Y'all get the gist. Y'all get the gist. It's different, but it pays more. And really, not even just open. My thing about it is you're at home, you're working. It's your responsibility to keep yourself motivated. Because if you don't do the job right, you're not gonna get paid right.
That's true. And you do this for your money. Now do this because you like it. You do this for the money.
Yes, that is it. And
And
yeah,
true.
set a routine too.
Yeah.
A routine is a big part of it because if you don't plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Mm-hmm. Either way you plan something.
You plan so. Yeah, either way you plan so, man. Either way you plan so. But like we speaking on this, I know it all comes down to it. The journey is getting the job.
Mm-hmm.
Mentality first. Getting the job. Staying motivated in the job. Trying to excel in the job because it pays well
Mm-hmm.
based on the standards of living and everything. And thus trying to be diverse and open minded enough to do the job and not get fired and stay motivated to do consistent work and not get fired.
Yep.
That is really it.
That is really it.
Mm.
Isn't it? The thing is, remote job offers tremendous opportunities for Jamaicans. Like this is an unseen market. This is an unheard of opportunity for Jamaicans.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you dey a yard and you make money where you have to go US for make. Right? Without the US cost of living. You still a work off a Jamaican cost of
All
living.
right.
Hey, that ain't only time Jamaican cost of living nice. When you make US dollar.
Ex-
Yes.
man, USD getting paid. You could.
Bro, and I get paid more than what I get paid locally. To be honest, with the whole Cariva project, I really hope it bring in a lot of international remote jobs to Jamaicans in a one such a diverse manner
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of different industry can get covered.
Not just customer
Not just
service.
customer service, because that is not the goal. We are trying to create one completely different stream or labor force, access to labor to Jamaican labor force to international
Yeah.
companies. And me hope and pray
Mm-hmm.
said this motivate or incentivize the Jamaican companies to pay their employees more.
We have talent here. We have a
Yeah,
lot of talent here.
and we go prove it because one way or another, global companies go big for Jamaican talents.
Yep.
Best believe that.
And we want to get rid of the stigma that if it's a remote job a call center same way. Not around call center now.
Mm-hmm.
But we have talented people here
We
for
have talent,
all type of
bro. We are
things.
looking for build careers.
Yes, very Career really and truly means career evolution.
Exactly.
So you know the timing that we're on.
All right,
You know the time that we're on.
bro.
And you have to plan this thing financially.
Mm-hmm.
Get your laptop. Without a laptop,
Mm-hmm.
it can't work. Make sure it's your internet active and live.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Think about it as a long-term investment. We have two machine here, so and live internet. We are doing this, right? You need a machine.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be a high spec, can be a normal machine, but you need a machine
You need a
because
machine.
really and truly a person in India, call it India, will have their laptop
Mm-hmm.
already. See,
Exactly.
a
And
person who is living in the US, because everybody rich over there, have their laptop already. They might go to the library every single day or go to they call it spaces, co-working spaces.
Co-working spaces. We need to get some of that in a
That
Jamaica.
is it.
Not yourself, not a project, not a project.
Another project. But they will go to their co-working spaces, but then look a machine and then scoop up all the jobs and then do what they need to do. So people, we need to be
Exactly.
prepared financially. If you want to transition from your regular 9 to 5 to a remote 9 to 5, get your machine, get good internet, get your live internet. And even though we might not have co-working spaces, we have libraries.
Mm-hmm.
The stigma is Jamaicans don't like to read. I like to read, so I'm not even going to take that negative stigma for Jamaicans. We love to read in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. You see, persons in Jamaica with a growth mindset, they read a lot, and they're more than you think.
Yes.
They're more than you think. And when it comes down to those equipments, the tools we're gonna need, you see, if you really want to stand out or be effective or efficient when you work for the international companies here, you're gonna need a two screen. So while a laptop is a good
Oh,
start,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like you need a desktop setup. You need a real remote setup. You
To
need
take
a
the
desktop
mentality for work.
with exactly, bro. The goal of a change how Jamaica labor force um operate. That is the goal. The goal of to bring a lot of opportunities to the Jamaican labor force. But we need people who go deliver. We need people who part the international company them go say, yo, you know, say me hire some Jamaican another day and me say, boy, them a go out the place
All
mad.
right. They should think about remote work like how the persons who are building hotels think about Jamaicans. Exceptional
Exactly.
service.
Exact. Bro.
Exception.
Bro. That
Exceptional
is it.
service. Because we know that we're talented out here. So, guys,
Jamaicans are talented.
Jamaicans are talented. Look out for the community. Within the community, we're going to highlight everything that one would need. Do not just get it, but try and excel.
Yep.
Arrivo. Arrivo.
Arrivo.
Arrivo. Arrivo. Yes. Career.
Purpose.
That
Truth.
is it. Career, purpose, truth. So, guys, thank you for being a part of the discussion. Yeah, I feel hype for this discussion.
Yeah,
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 we know
yeah.
what the need is out there. Thank you for being a part of it.
And remember, career,
Career,
purpose,
purpose,
truth.
truth.